Chapter 8. Carl. Carl slumps to the floor in Oisin's room and pulls out the little sketch pad his dad got him, with art paper, the proper kind, checked with the fella in the art shop and all. Pure quality, his dad said. And he's not wrong. It's bumpy even. That's how you know. He flicks to the last page he was working on, another Marie Antoinette type. She could do with a few more tiny curls in that hairdo. Hamza hits the door off Carl's legs as he comes in. What the fuck is that about? Black, Hamza says, staring at the half-painted wall behind the bed. Just thought it'd be cool to paint it black, Oisin says. Carl hasn't said a word about it, and he's not going to. Oisin did mention it to Carl before he actually put paint to wall. Just in passing. 'Cause you know, Carl knows about colours and shit. Dunno, black on your walls when you're seeing dead people or imaginary people or whatever. His own mam and his nanny are plagued by dead people ringing at the door to tell them someone else had died. They only mention the doorbell ringing after they've already been told that person has died, but this bit's difficult. Getting tiny little ships or like a chandelier or something drawn into the little woman's hair. What are you at there, Carl? Your tongue's sticking out again. What do you think of this black shit? Hamza says. He pulls his concentrating tongue in. Always been a thing when Hamza's getting angsty about something else. He starts on Carl. Looks like you're going full emo, Oisin. 1980s shit or something. Benny knows what I'm talking about. Cliched. Hamza looks at Benny, who eyebrow shrugs. Still seeing ghosts, Hamza says. Yeah, he is, Carl mumbles. I'm right here, you know. When did he last have a visitation? Hamza asks Benny. Dunno. Last night, maybe. Recent, like. Same as before. Think so. Fuckwit, stop talking about me, Oisin says. Oisin was shaky the morning Carl first went back to hurling training. Not sleeping well, he said. But sure, who hasn't seen some kind of ghost or something? And the black can be painted over. It's a djinn, Hamza says. Why would some foreigner ghost thing come visiting Oisin? Carl says. A puka more like. Local. Cop the fuck on, Carl. Djinns are everywhere, Hamza says. Whatever, bro, Oisin says. What's the story with the Airbnb? Sure they're okay renting it for a party? Yeah, it's a djinn. You need to talk to some people who know about this shit, fam. Couple of my uncles get rid of them for people, Hamza says. At the mosque, is it? Oisin says. Don't go mosque, Ush, Benny says. They'll have you with a tea towel on your head. Jihadi by Christmas. Live with the puka djinn. It's better, man. The Airbnb? Oisin says. Right, fuck you infidels. Yeah, all cool with the Airbnb. Surprised he didn't keep going till he got Oisin agreeing to a Muslimic exorcism. Party's the only thing that'd distract him. Oisin's mom calls from downstairs, asking if they want dinner. Sometimes she goes a bit mad with the vegan shit. Hamza gives Oisin the look. What's the dinner? Oisin shouts down to her. Coddle! She has funny notions about coddle as well. Oisin asks the question with his eyebrows. Hamza and Benny nod. Yeah, they'll have it. Proper order. No need to ask Carl. Maybe I'm just mental. So what? Fair play, Ush, Carl says. Can't be Rory if it looks like you look now, Benny says. It'll have a message for you, Hamza says. But I'm telling you, you don't want to wait until it starts talking to you. You're in deep shit then. This does sound like sense. You don't want things talking to you or at you if Egg Malone 2 doors down on their floor is anything to go by. Wreck the gaff on the orders of the Child Jesus of Prague and Pat Kenny. Oisin's sensitive and all, into his music, but Carl's seen plenty of proper mental and it doesn't look like this. Could be a succubus, Oisin says. Fucking love a succubus. If it had tried to fuck you, bro, you'd have told us. Anyway, it looks like you. You're pretty, but you don't want to fuck yourself, Hamza says. Benny visibly brightens. I'd love if a, really hot one came and forced me to ride her all night long. I think they ride you. That's the point, Oisin says. And you're not into it. You don't want to do it. They're probably ugly, Hamza says. Of course, they're dogs. Otherwise you wouldn't have to be forced, would you? Oisin says. Oisin's back strumming, not listening. Carl's always thought that was cool, the way you can just zone out and let it go. Pity more people aren't that way. The doorbell rings and the sounds of Dino taking off his shoes and coursing he'll have the coddle Helen drift up the stairs. "Looking full in here, boys," Dino says as he pops his head round the door. Dino's been laying really low. Always some excuse for staying inside. Sore belly, no time, whatever. Oisin, delighted to see Dino, puts the guitar aside. "Come on, we'll go sitting room." But Dino edges into the bedroom, gawping. "What the fuck, bro?" he says, looking at the black wall. "I like it," Carl says. "I'm kind of thinking it's cool too," Benny says. "Whole lot done. Be like a man cave, bro." Helen calls and they bundle down the stairs. She's heated up lasagna to go along with the cuddle. She's a woman who really believes in the power of a freezer. One in the shed, one in the utility room, and that's on top of the freezer bit in the fridge. The platter with the cucumber and carrots and the bowl of hummus is already in the middle of the table. "I thought we'd just have this as a starter because we've to make things stretch a bit." She pours herself a glass of red wine, asks them all do they want to drop. Benny looks tempted, asks her what it is, but refuses anyway. She likes her wine. On more than one occasion, they've come in and found her conked out on the sofa with an empty bottle tipped over on the carpet and another one half gone, her lips all black and the late blaring about some kid with a gammy leg or something. Oisin says he knows that she's a pisshead, but she's still the best. She's sound and all, but Carl's glad his ma's never in that state. Hands grab bits of carrot and everyone's double dipping like bastards. Oisin turns the radio up. "Some slut, that Ariana one," Dino says, a scum of hummus forming on his lips. Carl catches Oisin's eye pop. Fucking hell. Hams is beaming as he keeps on scoffing. Maybe she won't have heard. What the hell is Dino thinking? No one says a word. Then Benny coughs and says, "That's really nice hummus, Helen. Did you make it yourself?" Dino stops chewing and silently asks, "What the fuck's going on?" And Carl says, "Are those new blinds, Helen?" "They are, Carl. I got them last week. Gruff had the other ones chewed to bits." Maybe she didn't hear. No one wants the full-on feminazi routine when you're trying to eat coddle. "And in answer to your question, Benny, yes, I made the hummus. Left over from the shop, though." She brings over the huge coddle pot, asks Hamza and Oisin to clear the platter and their small plates off the table and settles into her seat. "So," here it comes. Dino's chin is on his collarbones. "Dino, I know we've had the slut chat before. Promiscuous boys are heroes, promiscuous girls are sluts because all girls can get men to have sex with them anytime they want, but it's very hard for you lads to do the same. Something like that?" "Straight facts, innit?" Benny says quietly. "But Dino, I also remember that I did ask that that word never be used at my table again, am I right?" That's it. That's all she's got for him. "Sorry, just slipped out," Dino says, grinning at the rest of them. She always lets Dino off lightly. "Did Oisin tell you about the new group I'm in?" she says, sliding the sliced bread off the board into a basket. "Ah, Jesus Christ, no way. Not another one of her groups." Last time Carl had heard her going on about one of her groups, she'd ended up giving a lecture on the benefits of wanking while she whipped up scrambled eggs and smoked salmon for them. She'd been to an orgasmic yoga workshop that morning, she told them. Carl thought the morning wouldn't be a good time for things like that, but what would he know? It turned out to be just a load of people, total strangers, lying beside each other on yoga mats with blankets thrown over them, wanking, while the facilitators blared out Born Slippy so loud that the wooden floor was vibrating underneath them. And Carl used to love that song. She just lay still and shut her eyes, pretending to relax until it was all over. Kinda like Carl did as she was telling them this and spooning their eggs and salmon onto their plates. "You want to have got the smell coming from the outfella beside her," she said. Then she went off on one about having healthy conversations about masturbation, or self-love as the people at the orgasmic yoga thing had called it, would solve a lot of problems. There should be more masturbation, not less. In privacy though. No one else wants to see any of you touching your pennies. He remembers the bit about pennies most vividly. He'd never heard cocks called pennies.